1,500 cancellations today, more than 3,000 delays. Many controllers out sick because of the continuing government shutdown.
I'm Stacey Lynn at the White House. In a long post on Truth Social, the president says air traffic controllers must return to work now, and those who don't will have their paychecks substantially docked. He said those who left will be, quote, quickly replaced by true patriots and won't get any severance. He's also rewarding those who have stuck it out and showed up to work even though they weren't getting paid. He says they will get a $10,000 bonus.
Travel issues are also being caused today by snow from the Chicago area into Indiana and Ohio. New Hampshire Senator Jeanne Shaheen is one of a handful of Democrats now on board with a Republican measure to fund the government.
Keeping the government shut down for another week or another month doesn't indicate that there would be any change in the outcome. All it would mean is that more Americans would suffer.
It does not include an extension of health care subsidies. The U.S. Supreme Court turns aside an effort to overturn the landmark ruling allowing same-sex marriage nationwide. CBS's Jim Crisula.
The justices turned aside an appeal from Kim Davis. She's the former Eastern Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples in the fall of 2015. Davis has been appealing a court order that she pay $360,000 in damages and legal fees.
And the court has agreed to decide whether states can continue the practice of counting mail ballots that arrive after Election Day. President Trump's threatening to sue the BBC for $1 billion over a documentary about the Capitol attack. CBS's Vicky Barker is in London.
The BBC has already withdrawn and apologized for the documentary, which the broadcaster concedes edited a soundbite in a way that had President Trump sounding like he was directly inciting violence on January 6th. But the letter from one of Trump's lawyers demands a full retraction, an apology, and payments that would, quote, appropriately compensate President Trump for the harm caused.
The FDA says it will remove a long-standing warning about hormone-based drugs used to treat menopause symptoms in women. CBS's Nora O'Donnell says it's a break from more than 20 years of government policy.
Today, the FDA commissioner, Dr. Marty Makary, says the data not only indicates the treatment is safe, but that it also has many benefits.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 67 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The tables are turned on would-be carjackers. That story coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Lacey, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near Marvin Road. Not much of a backup there just yet. You do have a crash on the shoulder of southbound I-405 at 195th Street in Bothell. You're slow from Woodinville to Canyon Park. Otherwise, your travel times are looking pretty good. Everett to Seattle, 27 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 43. Renton to Bellevue, 28. And your lake bridges are nearly clear. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The tables are turned in an attempted carjacking. It happened early yesterday in Seattle's Belltown neighborhood. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
A group of would-be carjackers planned to get away with a new sports car. Instead, two ended up in the hospital. According to SPD, the owner was inside, parked on First Avenue, when a white car pulled up. 4 people in face masks jumped out. 2 had guns, but the driver was also armed and fired multiple shots. Officers arrived, found one wounded suspect who was taken to Harborview. The others sped off from the scene, but later another suspect was dropped off at Harborview.
In a separate case Saturday night, Seattle police say a group of young people in the Magnuson Park area held a man at gunpoint and stole his BMW. Police used the car's tracking system to follow that car. They arrested a 17-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl. 2 other suspects ran off. Seattle police responding to calls about a man armed with a knife at a North Seattle group home Saturday found a victim who died at the scene. After an hours-long standoff, they say a suspect was arrested on suspicion of homicide. Police are searching for the driver of a pickup who did donuts on the Magnolia Soccer Club field. Club president Stephanie Skinner tells KIRO 7 TV.
This might have just seemed funny in the moment to you, but there are actual kids that are being, that are being deprived of a fun opportunity with friends.
There's a video of the truck driving across the field, but the license plate was not visible. 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers are accused of taking bribes to rig pitches during baseball games, including against the Seattle Mariners.
Here, Emmanuel Clase will take over on the hill, the flamethrower here in the 4th.
A federal indictment claims Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz did it to help gamblers win bets. Both were put on leave over the summer during the investigation. They could face decades in prison if convicted. Well, the Seahawks spanked the Cardinals Sunday with a 44-22 win at Lumen Field. DeMarcus Lawrence recovered a fumble to do this.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Oh, not once, but twice.
Are you kidding me? It goes to D-Long again! Another touchdown!
The Hawks are 7-2 on the season. They face the Rams in Los Angeles this Sunday. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the upper 50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday, November 10th. And you're probably thinking, all right, what kind of mood's G in? Let me tell you. I have not had a day off in like 15, 16 days. However.
But you are getting paid.
But wait. Yeah. My wife reached out to me this morning. She says, hey, how you feeling?
Aw.
And to which I said, I feel great. You want to know why? Because the weekend is coming and I don't have to do anything.
The weekend is coming. It's Monday.
I know. But it'll be here. And when it comes, Ursula, I'm going to do nothing. I'm not even going to take a shower for 2 days. Good morning to you, Ursula. I'm in a good mood, man. Let's go.
I love it. You're bringing in that fresh Friday energy into a Monday.
Yes.
I love it. Well, the Seattle mayoral race is turning into a real nail biter.
Mm-hmm.
Katie and Wilson and Bruce Harrell are so close right now that a handful of votes could decide who leads the city. And yes, we mean literal handful. So if you were one of those who said, my vote doesn't count and I am going to sit this out, coming up at 9:30, we're going to break down just how tight it is and why every last ballot is suddenly looking very, very powerful. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Ursula, is it tighter than 10 toes in one boot?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
It's tighter than my pants after Thanksgiving dinner. How's that?
Text in all of the things that is tighter than, and we'll get to reading.
Okay. The Senate finally blinked. After 6 weeks of shutdown chaos, a small group of moderate Democrats said we cannot keep doing this, and they agreed to move forward on a plan to reopen most of the government.
Or another month doesn't indicate that there would be any change in the outcome. All it would mean is that more Americans would suffer.
You missed the first part, so we'll do that again.
We're going to be able to continue fighting on that issue because of the agreement that we struck with the Senate majority. But we're also going to end the suffering of millions of Americans, people who are not able to get their food assistance, federal employees who have been out of work without paychecks.
That is New Hampshire Senator Jeannie Shaheen. She is one of the Democrats who broke ranks. They did this without a firm guarantee, G, that Affordable Care Act subsidies would be extended, and that has set off a revolt inside the Democratic Party. Chuck Schumer and most Democrats voted no, including our two senators. They say you don't give up leverage when millions of families could see their health care costs spike in January. One major piece of this deal that maybe you haven't heard of yet is that it would reverse something that we've never really seen in a shutdown before. Thousands of federal workers who were not just furloughed, they were actually laid off. So this agreement brings them back and actually guarantees them back pay. And Republican leaders are behind this bill. President Trump has not exactly endorsed it outright, or at least at last check, but maybe he has changed because a lot of things are changing. But he says it looks like we're getting close.
Well, I just want to say, Ursula, this is top stories, and you have more stories to get to. This is a very loaded topic to talk about. And so I'll try to do my best in answering this. I'll tell you what I told my daughter this morning in talking to her about this topic. me for my daughter, who, as you all know, is a federal worker. I spend a lot of my time speaking about topics that don't necessarily impact me. But in this case, I told my daughter, I said, I am glad that some type of resolution is on the way because I know what you go through and you're okay. I can't imagine what people are going through who don't have a support system, who don't have someone in their corner letting them know, hey, don't worry about it. Things are going to be okay. Now, I want to stop there for a second, Ursula. The words, the encouragement, Ursula, of someone telling you on the other end of the phone, it's going to be okay, that's bigger than most people can ever believe. So while I do feel like there is a lot that has happened, some ridiculousness that has happened, I said this about 20 plus days ago that I wanted them to just reopen. I wanted the Democrats to concede, and people thought I was crazy, which that's fine. I understand. And I'm just going to go on the faith and hope that when this does get done, I hope that the GOP does come to the table and do what they say they were going to do. But at this time, I didn't see a resolution happening. I do find it funny that the 8 individual Democrats that came to reopen this thing, that want to cut the deal and jump on the GOP side, they are not up for re-election. And the last thing I do want to know of, and this is why I said it was loaded, when them airlines started to get impacted, Ursula, when you start talking about airlines and travel and how that would really impact some of the people that make money, oh yeah, a deal was going to get made. It was going to happen.
I'd love to hear what you all think of this, because I have always said the adults need to come to the table and work out something. Now, I didn't expect it to be a capitulation. I didn't expect it to be we have zero leverage now. I know that, and again, I want you to listen to what this Senator Jeannie Shaheen said. She's from New Hampshire.
Keeping the government shut down for another week or another month doesn't indicate that there would be any change in the outcome. All it would mean is that more Americans would suffer.
And I understand that sentiment. And what I was hoping for is that everyone would come back and try to hammer out something so that you're also not going to see a lot of people fall off the cliff come January when the healthcare costs spike. But there is no, I mean, I understand the energy in trying to end this government shutdown, and we're going to have a few more stories here which will illustrate that. But I wish they would have gotten more of a guarantee that there would be some kind of negotiation or some kind of meeting in the middle somewhere, you know, in terms of Republicans giving something up as well. And that didn't happen. So we'll see. But like you said, your daughter doesn't care where it comes from, or people who have gone now for 40 days without a paycheck. I don't know what that's like.
You know, I said this before, and I know I probably sound very confusing in my messaging and we talking about this. I want to be crystal clear. I think Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, I think the messaging, the people that run the Democratic Party, I want to be clear. I think they're losers. I think they're absolutely terrible at their job. If they were head coaches of a NFL football team, they would go 2-15. They would be fired right away. Their leadership is absolutely awful. And it's awful because there is still, now, I don't think there's that much confusion as to what's going on, because I think what we saw, Ursula, on Tuesday of last week, we saw how much the Democrats were winning. So their messaging during that time was clear that people clearly know what was going on with this government shutdown. However, as we move forward, every single time there is a fight for something in this country by the Democrats, the Republicans know, hold tight, they'll fold. They'll fold. Every single time. You just said it yourself. You said they lost the leverage. Absolutely. And the GOP knew that they would. They lose every single time. So if you're going to lose, I'm sitting on the side of, all right, well, here we go. Might as well have some Americans get money and get paid, because right now there's so many people that are struggling. Oh, but what about nothing? There was a lost fight already when Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer were the leading voices in this party. They lose every time. Donald Trump beats them up. The Republicans, they beat them up for sport. It's for lunch money, Ursula. It's crazy.
Well, and the unfortunate thing is the people who lose are going to be the folks, again, who we're talking about millions of families who will be seeing their health care costs increase dramatically, and then they'll have to go without. Now, SeaTac Airport is feeling the strain of the shutdown again today. As of this morning, FlightAware showed nearly several dozen flights canceled at the airport over the past 24 hours. That number climbs to about 70 cancellations. Airlines are pointing to the FAA's ordered flight reductions, which started after more air traffic controllers and TSA workers began calling out sick because they're still working without pay. Now, this is Nick Daniels with the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. He says controllers are stretched thin, and he even described one worker who has had to take some desperate measures.
She's plagued by financial insecurity. And in addition to training at her new facility, she has sold plasma twice, started delivering for DoorDash, and recently took a part-time job on her regularly scheduled days off or day off.
And he's demanding that Congress end the shutdown now, saying it is unconscionable that federal workers have gone so long without a paycheck.
Not just air traffic controllers and aviation safety professionals or federal employees. No American should ever be forced to work without a paycheck. To not pay someone for the work that they have performed is un-American.
Now, looking across the country, more than 1,500 flights have been canceled. The FAA told 40 major airports, including SEA, to cut flights first by 4% and then up to 10% by November 14th, which is just a few days away.
Mm-hmm. That's why we get in action, Ursula. We get in action because, there's lobbyists out here. There's airline lobbyists out here.
You think this is what?
Oh yes.
It?
Oh yeah. Let me continue. Oh yeah. Here's my angle on this topic. Whenever you got these folks, this is Thanksgiving time coming up. Now you got some people whose portfolios and everything is great, but wait. You mean to tell me my son Michael is not going to be able to get home for college? You mean to tell me I'm not going to be able to go get grandma? Grandma's not going to be able to come here? When you start talking about the impact to travel, and by the way, it wasn't no more talking. There was actually real cancellations that were starting up with the expectation, Ursula, for them to continue. Now, it's one thing for your politics to feel a certain way, but if I can't get Becky home for college for Thanksgiving, we got a problem. And them airline lobbyists were saying, y'all better make this happen.
See, I think it's beyond that. I again, hearing of these stories, and someone who's also a federal worker texted us or emailed us and said, my wife and I are federal workers, and why are these air traffic controllers getting so much sympathy? We've also been working without a paycheck, and they make really good money. And I think that there's just a lot of people hurting right now, and there was just no budging. And so it's almost like kick the can down the road. Right. And we'll address what's happening right now and hope that something good happens in January. And I think we're going to, and again, this still needs to go through the House, et cetera. But check this out.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, because Seattle entrepreneur Nick Hanauer and other members of a group called Patriotic Millionaires are saying that the FAA is going about this all wrong. Instead of canceling commercial flights and disrupting everyday travelers, they're saying that the FAA should ground private jets during the shutdown. And basically, they say private jets make up roughly 1 of every 6 flights that the FAA handles, but they contribute only about 2% of the taxes that fund the system, and many of them just carry 1 or 2 wealthy passengers per trip. So why not cut those flights out? Just do a ground stop for private jets, and so that the FAA can focus on the more commercial travel. What do you think about that?
Yeah, listen. I'm trying to say another way of saying this, and I want to be as respectful and empathetic as possible. People don't care until the right people in their eyes are impacted. Now, we would love to kumbaya together and believe that when everybody suffers, it matters to all. That ain't the truth. The truth is when these folks over there are struggling, that's okay. But when it starts to impact us, oh my goodness. And there is a lot of power in saying that little Becky, Jennifer, and Michael, we're not going to be able to get home for Thanksgiving during the holidays. And that's what's going to impact their travel. And this is why we are seeing stuff happen. If this was in October, if this was in September, we would have no action. But we're getting close to Thanksgiving. The FAA is saying, no, we are canceling flights right now, and we're going to continue more. So when people who are decision makers are starting to be impacted, that's when real change happens.
So you don't think it's about people like either not getting some SNAP benefits or getting partial benefits, or you think it's about?
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
You think it's about the wealthy ones not being able to travel like they want?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh man, that's a grim.
Yes, ma'am. Let's bring this in real life. In real life, let's just take a job where you're at. Now, this position at the job, they don't care nothing about. But let something happen to this position at the job. You all have seen this in real life. Oh, how about this? How about on the soccer team or on the basketball team? If little Joey is not there, well, it's no big deal. But let something happen to the star player. Oh, my God. We can't have this happen to the star player.
Okay, what do y'all think? Okay, text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I think this idea that Nick Hanauer and these other so-called patriotic millionaires, Abigail Disney's one of them too, by the way. I love this idea.
Can I just tell you something I love about you?
What's that?
Can I tell you something I love about you?
What?
No. I'm heading this out in the open right now. The way you always look for a lot of good in people. You know, because sometimes I think that I be saying stuff and I see you in real time blown away like, why would somebody be that way? Ursula?
Well, I understand it. I'm not naive to think that, now it's impacting them. But when you're hearing of millions of people not knowing whether they have food or not.
They don't care.
See, that's where I disagree with you. I think these folks who right now are the subject of hatred within the Democratic Party, I honestly think that
Democrats don't care either.
I think that they really wanted to see some movement and saw that it's not going to happen, and people are. I agree with them. The longer this goes on, it's 40 days now. The longer this goes on, the more suffering there's going to be.
And we got
I just wish they didn't have to give up all leverage when it comes to the health care benefits.
We got saved by Thanksgiving. If it wasn't for Thanksgiving, we'd have 40 more days. This is the truth. Like people, you know, Ursula, I got to tell you, I can talk this way now because, again, a lot of times it's not about what we know and it's about what we have experienced. We have experienced a level in this country where the system has always not cared about people. The problem is nothing gets addressed or paid attention to until it impacts other people. That's like, hey, that's not supposed to bother me. I was okay watching them struggle, but how dare you try to have me struggle? And that's a Democrat, Republican, I don't give a damn what side of the coin it is. This is the country of the United States of America. We barely care about poor people. Keep it all the way a buck.
253 says, finally, I agree with G, LOL. Agree with G. Hey. Okay, text us. What do you think? How are you feeling about potential movement in the government shutdown and what needed to be given up in order to get that movement? 888-973-5476, 888-973.
What you want to talk about next? What you got?
Hey, we got a mayoral race that literally could go down to 60 or so votes, according to a former Seattle mayor.
You want to talk about this mayoral race with me? Because I just want to tell y'all now.
I do. Remember, as I live and work in Seattle, should I remind you?
Listen, y'all. I have a whole new way to talk about this mayoral race. Some of you might like it. Most of you won't.
We'll see about that.
Gee and Ursula.
everyone, Hartley Wilcox here.
And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms.
Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us, clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Albertsons, or Town and Country Markets. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
What's your holiday tradition? Well, if you're like me, it involves friends and family sharing an abundant meal to celebrate. Well, this year, that tradition is feeling more out of reach for way too many families who are unable to gather around the joys of food like their neighbors. If you are looking for a way to contribute to holiday meals at homes in your community, you can support Nourish Everyone at your local Safeway. The Nourish Everyone program provides grocery cards to the people who are most impacted in communities throughout Washington. The cards are distributed through food pantries, schools, community centers, and more. These grocery cards not only provide easy access to nutritious food, but also the dignity to shop just like you and me and choose special foods for special occasions. So make a donation next time you're at Safeway. It'll take all of us working together to make sure everyone is welcome at the table for the holidays. Go to nourishingneighbors.com and find out how you can help. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Tess, what's up?
Oh, you know, the CFO needs me to book a week of travel. I'm days behind on invoices. The plants in the lobby are dying, and now I have to order lunch for 80 with gluten-free options.
Just use Easy Cater.
Easy Cater?
One platform built for workplaces. Tons of great restaurants, any group size, with tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Plus, rewards.
Rewards?
You earn rewards points when you order. Good for discounts or even gift cards for you.
Now that's what's up.
Easy Cater, the easy, rewarding way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Corporate megastores are spending millions lobbying D.C. politicians on one-sided policies that send small businesses tumbling. They want to enact harmful credit card mandates that take resources away from your local credit union and community bank, leaving Main Street businesses with less access to credit, making it harder for your family to pay for everyday goods like gas and groceries. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
It appears to us this morning that our long national nightmare is finally coming to an end.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, the Senate has voted to move ahead with a bill to reopen and fund the government. 7 Democrats and 1 independent joined Republicans. Both Washington U.S. Senators, Democrats Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, voted against it. They say it fails to extend tax credits that keep health insurance premiums under the Affordable Care Act from skyrocketing. The vote came after Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy restricted traffic at the nation's airports and promised he would go further, telling CNN.
I look to, the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
He says too many air traffic controllers are calling in sick or retiring rather than work without pay during the shutdown. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is talking to travelers at SeaTac Airport.
Passengers say they're trying to be patient since there's nothing that they can do in this situation.
Kind of just got to take it, as it comes, get to the airport early, and hopefully it doesn't get delayed.
Alaska Airlines said that it would not cancel their international service or critical routes to smaller communities that rely on air travel.
So far this morning, 52 flights have been canceled at SeaTac, 75 are delayed. SNAP food benefits, which had restarted, have been halted again, so the courts can decide if recipients will get only part of their benefits paid for with emergency funds. That's what President Trump prefers. The Supreme Court today said no to a case calling to overturn same-sex marriage. CBS's Errol Barnett has more.
The Supreme Court has rejected a call to overturn its landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage on the federal level. Now, Kim Davis, the appeal was based on something she filed. She's the former Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses after the 2015 Supreme Court ruling. And she wanted a lower court's ruling overturned that is currently requiring her to pay $360,000 in damages and attorney fees to a couple who was denied a marriage license.
The race for King County Executive has been decided, with Gurmai Zahalai edging out fellow council member Claudia Balducci. Zahalai plans to announce next steps later this morning as he transitions to office. The Seattle mayor's race could be decided by just a handful of votes. One former mayor, Greg Nichols, posted on social media, if trends continue, Katie Wilson could defeat incumbent Bruce Harrell by 65 votes. Wilson's been gaining steadily since election night. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 143 points, NASDAQ ahead 400. KIRO News Radio traffic on the 520 bridge westbound at Montlake. The right lane is blocked. I'm not seeing a backup just yet. In Lacey, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near Marvin Road. Also no significant backup there. You have a crash on the shoulder now on southbound I-405 at 195th Street in Bothell. You're still pumping brakes as you head into Woodinville. Travel times Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 30. Renton to Bellevue, 24. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the upper 50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. And you just heard Heather mention that this could end up being the closest Seattle mayor's race in many, many, many years. Over the weekend, or on Friday, Katie Wilson narrowed Bruce Harrell's lead to less than 2 percentage points. So now it sits at 50.7% for Bruce Harrell, the incumbent, and 48.8% for Wilson. About 4,300 votes, with still many more to count. King County Elections says about 45,000 Seattle ballots still have not been counted. So by 4 p.m. today, we might have an even clearer picture. There would be an automatic recount if it ends within 2,000 votes and under half a point difference. And former Seattle Mayor Greg Nichols was doing some calculations and predicted if the trends, and that's a big if, but if the trends are continuing the way they have the last couple of counts, that Mayor Harrell could lose by 65 votes. Mm-hmm. Again, there's a lot of ifs, but it's expected to be extremely close, which we knew, but man, I'm just going to say it flat out.
Go ahead.
I was a big fat loser this last election. Things did not go my way locally.
Right.
And I shared that I voted for Ann Davison for Seattle City Attorney. She lost. I voted for Claudia Balducci. Now, that is a race where you and I have both said, I feel like it would be fine either way. I happen to agree with a few more things with her. She's not winning, or she's lost, and Gurmai Zahalai has won. And the Sarah Nelson race,
right.
She also lost. And I thought she was doing some good things.
Right.
So, for anyone who says you get what you vote for, when it comes to Seattle, no, actually, in my case, that's not the case. And I see where the voters have spoken loud and clear, and they were ready for changes.
Yeah. So, you always tell me let's have this conversation as if we weren't on the air, because sometimes I think in our meetings, we have conversations and we have it a little bit raw, and then we kind of filter it a little bit when we get on the air.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone wants it filtered right now. And I did this exercise with you earlier, so you know what I'm going to say. And for you that's listening right now, here's a question for you without looking at Google or ChatGPT. What is the median age of Seattle? I'll ask that again. What do you think the median age is of Seattle? Now, by now, you're probably looking this up.
I guessed 40 when you asked me the question.
Right. And I just want you all to know, when I was talking about this past weekend, I want you all to know that I guessed 45. That was my guess, okay? Well, the median age of Seattle is 35.5 if you go and look it up. First, I want to say I was shocked by that. Like, wow. And then I started to think about 35. I started to think about that age. And we always talk about Gen Z and we talk about the millennials, really. But really, we focus and talk a lot about Gen Z. And what has been the message of Seattle over the years? Now, first, let me just talk about this. Gurmai Zahalai, he just won, and he beat Claudia Balducci. Gurmai is in his 30s. Erica Evans, absolutely landslide win over Ann Davison's.
Mm-hmm.
She's in her 30s, right? The city council race, Sarah Nelson got beat, landslide, by someone that's in their 30s. Is this an ageist thing? No. It's not. Let me tell you what this is right now in Seattle, especially in King County. The message over the last 4 years, Ursula, has been, oh my goodness, look at the waterfront. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, will the Sonics come back?
You mean from the mayor, from the incumbent mayor?
Yeah,
That's been his messaging.
From the mayor, but just politics in general. And then if it's not the bragging of the waterfront, and if the Sonics are going to come back, if it's not the high-level stuff or what Amazon has done, the next message is, oh, my goodness, this is what we have to do for those that are unhoused. We have to do this for those. So a lot of attention is paid, right, to the top 1% in the class, and then the folks in the back of the class. And so that has been the messaging. Meanwhile, people are like, hey,
I can't afford it here.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I can't afford it here.
Yeah.
You're not listening.
Yes.
You're not listening. I can't afford it. You're not listening.
And I remember, how I always bristle when you say Seattle has become a city for the affluent. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
That's not, because the affluent is a very small percentage, really.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who are struggling to make ends meet.
But the message has only been for the affluent, right? It's either the messaging is for and by the way, yes, Mike, in Seattle, Dionne Foster is another person in her 30s that won. But the messaging lately, Ursula, has been to the 1% in Seattle, the affluent, or it has been to those that are unhoused. Well, meanwhile, the folks that are winning these elections, and this goes for, listen, look, let me just say it. I wasn't on the Katie Wilson thing. I think Katie Wilson is different than Erica Evans. I think Katie Wilson is different than Dionne Foster. I think Katie Wilson is different because I think that their qualifications are way above Katie Wilson's. However, what Katie Wilson does talk about, though, she has a way of talking to the people that have been unheard.
Well, she has a way of talking to the people who've been unheard. She's more relatable to people who are struggling. My issue with her is that she made a lot of promises without a lot of plans. She couldn't answer the question, a simple answer like, what should you do with homeless tents in a park? Should that be allowed? She said, I need to get back on that. She used to be a proponent of defunding the police. She has changed on that. She's never run a big organization or even a small organization. And she admitted recently that she gets help from her parents to make ends meet. I mean, so I guess that's kind of relatable to a lot of people.
Okay, Ursula, no. And that point right there that you made, yes, you're not wrong. But the voters, the median age of 35.5 in Seattle, guess what they said?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
They said, I don't care about someone who has never managed more than $200,000.
Who will now be in charge of a $9 billion budget.
We don't care. Because now we feel like change is made. And when you go to vote, and by the way, you can say one thing. We all say one thing. But Ursula, when we go vote and you go to scribble, that you make that mark, you're making that mark on something that really has an impact on you. And 90% of the time, can I buy a house? Can I rent in Seattle? Can I afford things?
Yep. And in that area, I think that she spoke much more loudly than Mayor Harrell, at least until the very end of the campaign.
She did.
Al in Seattle asks, what is the median age of active voters? That is a big thing because, again, and we won't know until later, but I would love to see the breakdown there as well. But this election is definitely a wave for the more progressives.
And I'll answer this. I don't know that. That would be something good to look at. But hey, Al in Seattle, here's one for you. You want to know how you get youngsters to go vote? Give them something to go vote about. See, a lot of people, a lot of folks that are young, sometimes they're not motivated to go vote. This is why you had so many people not vote for President Biden and Donald Trump. They just sat out. There was nothing to vote for.
Yeah.
A lot of people felt like duh and duh. You got these folks that's 80-something years old. It's the same thing. In Seattle, there was something to vote about.
Yeah.
Claudia Balducci went up against Gerbai Zerlai. Ann Davison went against Erica Evans. And guess what? There were people like, we voting for something.
Yeah. No, for sure. And for that, I'm actually really happy because for an off-year election, the turnout was better. We did get a text message on Friday. Someone said, I wasn't going to vote, but Ursula, after I heard you begging, I did vote. So I'm happy. I'm not happy with the outcome, but I'm happy with the turnout. Yep. Happier with the turnout.
Brene Brown. If I say the name Brene Brown, what kind of mood does that put you in?
I love her.
And some people are like, who is Brene Brown? Oh, if you don't know who Brene Brown is, I'm telling you, I love Brene Brown. Well, she said something recently, and we want to see what you think about it. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
At Bank of America, we're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have joined our ranks since 2015. Now we're committed to adding 10,000 more over the next 5 years. By helping veterans achieve their career goals, we're moving from appreciation to action. And together, helping expand economic opportunity across America. Visit bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Hey, coming up at 10 o'clock, Perry Cooper over there with SCA, better known as SeaTac, is going to join us. And we need to ask him about, hey, what's really going on over at the airport? The thing is, Ursula, I'm going to say it in real time. Perry Cooper going to come on here and tell us that everything is great.
I think Perry's going to give us a realistic version of what is happening at SEA. The only thing that he gets, I don't want to say upset, but will push back is that you always talk about how horrible SeaTac is. But he's going to give us an update on the delays. And did you know that they're actually doing a food drive for workers?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we'll talk to him about that as well.
Do people believe me? Like, I ain't lying,
they don't.
I ain't lying about CJ. That's awful.
But I think it's his job to defend the airport.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. When it gets better, which, by the way, I have seen
some little improvements.
Yes, I have. I have. All right.
Yes.
We agree to disagree on this show all the time. But is there a point where agreeing to disagree or even listening at all no longer makes sense? Author and researcher Brené Brown was asked on a recent podcast whether there are any people in America that can't be reasoned with. Listen to this.
I'm not probably going to have a conversation with you if your beliefs question my humanity.
Okay.
That's going to be my line. If you're cruel or name-calling,
yeah,
or if your core beliefs about who I am or who other people are dehumanizing, I can't do, because now I've betrayed myself in order to make a political point about nuance.
Yeah.
Because dehumanization is a really interesting and hard thing. When you look at the research of people who study dehumanization, and we talked about earlier with immigrant populations, there is a circle of moral inclusion. We are not hardwired to hurt each other, to kill each other, assault, rape, beat. We're not wired for it, actually. So in order to do that, you've got a person here inside your moral inclusion. In order to be okay with that, you've got to push them outside of moral inclusion to be morally excluded from somebody you see as human and worthy of moral inclusion. And the first step to moral exclusion, moving people out of a safety zone where you don't do horrible things to them, the first way to move people out is language throughout history, as long as people have lived. So you hear people in this administration calling a community of immigrants an infestation, the same way we would talk about animals or rats, and so my only limit to hard conversation is if you're operating from an ideology where women are dogs, immigrants are illegals, if you're operating from that place of moral exclusion, you are too dangerous for me.
Okay, Ursula.
Okay, I know you sent that, and I think she's spot on. But then I started checking myself and asking myself, are there people that I've excluded from my life who've said things that I find offensive? I will tell them I think it's offensive, but I have not necessarily excluded them from my life. I may choose to spend less time with them. And I say that because I know that there are a lot of people in this last election or let's just say it, with Trump, that people have cut out a lot of people in their lives. Mm-hmm. Now, I have friends who did vote for President Trump, and I have not cut them out of my life. I can also say that they don't talk about people like they're illegals they had their reasons for voting for in a different way than I did. Yeah. But they don't speak disrespectfully about other people. Mm-hmm. But, I have to do some mental gymnastics knowing that they supported somebody who I just vehemently oppose because of things that he has said or that he has stood for when it comes to othering people, in particular the LGBTQ community or people of color.
Right.
But I don't, does that make sense?
It does. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there are only two people. Actually, there's one person in this building that I don't have conversations with right now. And the reason I don't have conversations is because that person was disrespectful. Now, if that person came back to me and said, hey, I apologize for that, I'd be done with it.
Yeah.
Like, when you heard her, what do you think? What's your reaction?
I heard that, And then I thought it was funny. I told you and Chef this morning, don't worry, give me like 50 seconds there, Brady. I told you and Chef this morning that I got a call from my cousin yesterday who told me that they listened to the show all last week, and they don't usually listen to the show. And one of the things he told me, he said, man, listening to you, I can hear your pain when you're talking about these topics. And he was like, and I can hear you trying to really get people to see it from your side of things. And he said, and this is the part that really stood out, and I've actually used this on my Facebook Live this morning. He says, you have to remember that most of the disagreements, most of the people that disagree with you, most disagreements come from a place of usually what they know. And more disagreements really would probably be solved. It's not about what you know, it's what you've experienced. And he said, Gee, you've had a very unique life. You've experienced some things that I don't think people really know and understand.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's hard for you to really to talk about these things because it comes from a different place. So to which I say, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. I understand what Brene Brown is saying, but I also have an understanding not many people have experienced a lot of things. More next on the Gee Ursula Show. What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed, and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. With a handful of Democrats now backing a measure to end the government shutdown, Senate Republican leader John Thune sounds optimistic.
We will be voting on the final package in the very near future. And I'm hoping that will be hours and not days.
CBS's Natalie Brand says the agreement would include a reversal of the mass firings that took place when the shutdown began.
The deal also promises a Senate vote on health care in early December, but without a guarantee to extend the Enhanced Affordable Care Act tax credits. A number of Democrats are calling this plan a mistake.
President Trump today ordered air traffic controllers back to work. Many have been working without pay. Others have called in sick, and that's meant thousands of flight delays and cancellations. CBS's Meg Oliver is at Newark Airport.
Well, I just talked to Anna Hopkins. She's trying to get to Rome for her 50th birthday. She spent 13 hours in St. Louis yesterday trying to get here to Newark. Newark is one of the hardest hit airports across the country today, with delays and cancellations, along with Atlanta, Chicago, Boston, and Phoenix.
The weather has caused travel issues too. Heavy snow from the Chicago area through northern Indiana and Ohio. Cassie Bajek is with the Indiana Department of Transportation.
Our plows have been doing their best to keep up, but with these heavy snowfall rates, it's just really hard to do. Definitely encouraging people to, heed all the warnings that they're hearing, because it is difficult out there right now.
Well, the Supreme Court has rejected a call to overturn its decision legalizing same-sex marriage. CBS's Jim Crisula.
The justices have rejected an appeal from Kim Davis, the former Eastern Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriages to same-sex couples after the 2015 Supreme Court ruling legalizing such unions. Davis has been trying to get the justices to overturn a lower court order that she pay $360,000 in damages and lawyer fees.
And the court has agreed to decide whether states can continue the practice of counting mail ballots that arrive after Election Day. The Trump administration is again asking the High Court to keep the full food aid payments on hold. CBS's Stacey Lynn is at the White House.
As long as the government remains shut down, the administration doesn't want to pay full SNAP benefits because it says it doesn't want to tap into other funds for other things. The justices will decide as soon as tomorrow if they need to.
Authorities say 20 people were hospitalized, 3 of them with major injuries after a bus carrying teenagers returning from a church camp overturned on a winding mountain road in Southern California. Checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 249 points. The NASDAQ is ahead 470. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
A Seattle sports icon has died. This story coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. You had an earlier crash on southbound I-405 in Bothell. Your backup is still clearing out. In Lacey, the disabled vehicle's been cleared from I-5 northbound near Marvin Road, and it looks like the crash has been removed from the 520 bridge westbound. Lake bridges are wide open, and your travel times, you are flying. Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 21. Renton to Bellevue, 16. Traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors, offering 0% interest for 60 months and 15% off new windows and doors. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. 2 would-be carjackers are recovering after they were shot by a man who says they tried to steal his sports car. Seattle police say it happened early yesterday in Belltown. The owner says 4 masked men confronted him. He says 2 pulled guns on him, so he opened fire. Cops found 1 injured man at the scene and a second turned up at Harborview. The car owner was questioned and released. Police say Saturday night a group of teens at an apartment near Magnuson Park held a man at gunpoint and took the keys to his BMW. Officers used the car's tracking system to find it. A witness tells KIRO 7 TV what happened next.
For a couple minutes we'd hear one of the cops making an announcement for someone to get out of their vehicle and get on the ground.
Now, 2 of the 4 suspects made a run for it, but cops arrested a 15-year-old girl and a 17-year-old boy. Seattle police responding to calls about a man armed with a knife at a North Seattle group home Saturday found a victim who died at the scene. Detective Eric Munoz told journalist Steve Hickey.
After the initial assault or the stabbing, he retreated into that house and he barricaded himself in the upper level of that house.
After an hours-long standoff, the suspect was arrested. Seattle icon and Basketball Hall of Famer Lenny Wilkens has died. Wilkens led the Seattle Supersonics to their 1979 NBA championship title. He spoke about that once to KIRO 7 TV.
And I would tell our guys, Gus and Fred and Dennis, if JJ gets the ball, take off. Because he'll find you. He could handle it. And he did.
In June, a statue of Wilkens was unveiled outside Climate Pledge Arena. Lenny Wilkens was 88. Homegrown rock band Soundgarden takes its place among legends.
In my eyes, indisposed.
The Seattle-based band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over the weekend. Soundgarden's Hiro Yamamoto.
That's amazing that people love us that much, that it matters that much to them. And that's kind of why we're here and we're really being appreciative today, because we know that there are so many people out there that it really moves them.
The band credited with laying the foundation for the Seattle-based grunge movement in the 1990s, breaking ground for Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and others. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the upper 50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. I don't have my list anywhere. I think it's a Monday. Happy Monday, November 10th. I don't be knowing what date it is. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Hey, good morning.
Somebody did steal my sheet.
Coming up at
Sophia
10:30. You know, hey, we've had to do a bit of shuffling. Sophia, thank you for jumping in.
Happy to be here.
Yes,
and the sheet was here when I arrived.
Yes.
So come on now.
Coming up at 10:30.
Yeah.
If you missed 60 Minutes, there was a story last night that touched all of us, and it is the plight of American farmers today. And we need to talk about that. Yeah. So we will dive into that coming up at 10:30. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
And first, we want to talk about what is happening at SeaTac Airport, because the airport is feeling the strain of the ongoing government shutdown. According to FlightAware, there are more than 50 flights delayed, more than 45 canceled. And Perry Cooper is the media relations manager at the airport, and he joins us live. Good morning, Perry.
Morning, everybody. How you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much for taking time. We're smiling because usually we get messages from you after G has gone on about what's going on at SeaTac Airport. But today we want to talk about the effects of the government shutdown. Tell us what's the latest.
Well, right in the terminal right now, quite honestly, it's pretty much a normal day. So, and that's what we've seen all weekend and quite honestly throughout the entire shutdown. Number one, kudos to all of our local TSA and FAA workers who have shown up and done their job since October 1st, to think about how long this has been, without getting paid. So we're really appreciative of them. Right now, our checkpoint wait times are anywhere between 8 and 13 minutes, pretty normal for what we've been seeing here. We're not seeing anything operationally. The cancellations that you're hearing and seeing about really are ones that the airlines have planned ahead, and they've done a really great job of getting a hold of travelers to say, hey, your flight's been canceled or been moved at this point, and alerting them before they get to the terminal, which is the whole goal.
Now, Coop, things is about to get real in a month if things didn't get ready to start opening up. Is that true or false?
Well, I mean, just like anything, the longer something like this would last, then it's going to pile on top of each other. So who knows how long some of those federal workers can go, with continuing to miss paychecks and that kind of thing. So again, our kudos to our folks that continue to show up, and kudos as well to our public, our local area airlines, as well as our tenants here in the airport and our stakeholders in and around here. They're really out supporting them as well too. We put together a food pantry that's helped those folks that need some extra food help. We've done actually a resource fair here as well too, to bring some nonprofits into folks to help them with, say, if they need to look into their utility bill, or if they need to figure out some ways to help some of their financing. What are some help that's out there for people? And that's been great to see the outpouring for folks there too.
Okay, Perry, talk about that, because I found that unusual. And I don't remember a time when something like that has had to happen, where you are asking the public to help with your food pantry for workers at the airport.
We actually did this back the last time we had the big long shutdown back in 2018. So we're actually kind of using the same formula that we did here. So we've got a lot of, number one, we've got a lot of tenants that have actually been giving, 50% discounts to folks for lunches. Airlines and other folks have been actually donating hot foods during lunches, during work hour days as well too. But what we found back then, and what we're trying to help with folks now, is to try and find ways to donate some non-perishable food items, and even toiletries and diapers. Those are a big thing. You don't think about that necessarily when you think about missing your paycheck, but those are some things that we saw last time that people really need. Just get some of those toiletry items you're not able to upgrade, whether it's toothpaste, various things like that. And like you say, diapers is a great one to add into that. We've offered that opportunity for folks to donate here at our SCA Conference Center on the mezzanine between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Feel free to drop some things off. Food Lifeline's been really helpful with us as well too. They brought in a couple of different trucks for folks that have been able to come in as federal workers and pick up some bags of food to help them out in that way as well.
Expecting another very busy holiday season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're, depending on what happens with the shutdown, something between now and the next couple of weeks, we've been for the last year, about 1% to 3% above what we've seen last year. So we continue to grow. As we all know, this region continues to get larger and larger. We're going to set another record for the year, despite the shutdown that we've had here. We're still expecting to get over that number, maybe 1% to 3% for the year, and have another record number above probably 53 million this year.
Wow. Perry Cooper, thank you for your time. Appreciate you.
Hey, Coop, before you go, I got a question. Yeah. Is the sun always shining where you are?
There's always good things going on.
There you go.
You know that. I know you're positive as well, too. I'm in the same place.
Thanks, Coop. I always love
construction looking good out here.
Thanks a lot, man.
It is 10:12 now on the Gee and Ursula Show. Lenny Wilkens, one of the most beloved figures in Seattle sports history, a 3-time inductee into the Basketball Hall of Fame, has died. And his family says he passed away surrounded by his loved ones. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey joins us live now with more on his life and legacy.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I heard people over the weekend, yesterday when he passed away, describe Wilkens as a great player and coach, of course, but also a great mentor, a philanthropist, the godfather of Seattle basketball. I mean, he played 4 seasons here with the Soup starting in 1968. He was an all-star for 3 of those seasons. He returned to Seattle, of course, in 1977 and coached the team to their first and only NBA championship back in 79. Last night, coaches and players around the league reacted to the news, including former player and current Sacramento Kings coach Doug Christie, who grew up right here in Seattle, played at Rainier Beach. He got pretty choked up about talking about Wilkens.
Just want to send out a lot of love to Lenny Wilkens and his family. Lenny probably doesn't even know that without him, I'm not here, so a lot of blessings, a lot of blessings.
Wilkens never stopped coaching, did he? Including coaching all of us to be better people. Even at his statue unveiling outside Climate Pledge Arena back in June. This is the message he had for all of us and our communities here in this city.
We're a better community when we're supportive of one another, when we help each other, when we take time to recognize one another.
Words to live by. As you mentioned, he passed away yesterday, surrounded by those who loved him most. Fitting, because he was always a family man on and off the court. Always very humble as well. I'd love to share one more thing. One of the last things that Wilkens said publicly. This is something else. I think it tells you everything you need to know about the man.
I just want to say, hey, thank you. Thank you so much. You don't know what you mean to me, but thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanking us, we should be thanking him for being such a great human being.
Luke, thank you for sharing that. Gee, I just have to say, when I heard that he passed, and 88 years old, in his lifetime, the number of people that he impacted. I mean, I get goosebumps just hearing him speak. And his words are just so soothing.
What I find interesting is to see all of the people all over social media that have pictures with him. So that says a lot. So what it says is that Mr. Wilkins, that's what I used to always call him every time I would see him, was always so approachable, so gracious to people. And one of the, speaking, I heard Doug Christie say one of the reasons why it was because of him. My first event that I ever auctioneered was at NAM, Northwest African American Museum. The first item that I ever sold was to Bill Gates Sr. At that same table, some of the next items I sold was to Mr. Wilkins, Coach Lenny Wilkins. After the first event that I ever auctioneered for Lenny Wilkins, Mr. Wilkins as I called him, for him to say to me, "Oh, you're pretty good at this," meant the world.
Oh, I bet.
And since that time, that was over 10 years ago, since that time, I've had an opportunity to auctioneer many events where he was, and I always knew deep down when he actually wanted the item, when he was bidding. And yes, I think the city of Seattle really just lost a true mentor for us all.
For sure. Again, thank you, Luke. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it.
Okay, let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks because they had an amazing game yesterday. Picture perfect full Sunday at Lumen Field and a blowout to match.
Yeah.
The team crushed the Cardinals 44-22, but that score actually doesn't reflect what happened in that first half. Like when I was looking at the score, I wasn't watching play-by-play. I kind of tuned in and out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. It felt like it was a very fast game.
Right.
And then B, it felt like a blowout, at least initially. So give us the scoop. Like, what is happening? Because we talked about how important this game was.
Yeah. Mike McDonald, 2 weeks in a row, has taken his belt off. You know, we Gen X and baby boomers, we know back in the day when our parents used to say, take their belt off. And you know what time it was. And that's what Mike McDonald continues to do. It was an absolute, that first half, I started to say, like, what are we seeing? It was 38-7, and it was just unbelievable the way that they're playing. This defense, Ursula, is, people are saying this is LOB 2.0, and to which I say, no. This is a defense we've never seen. I'll explain. Yes, while the defense LOB was standalone, arguably greatest defense of all time, this defense is still working towards that. However, it's unique in a way that every week they've had some real injuries to this team, right? Like Jay Reed did not play yesterday. Julian Love has still been out. There were weeks they didn't have Devin Witherspoon. Josh Jobe is out. Every single week there is a starter from this defense that's not playing. However, they continue to get better. So that is the sign of a great system, right? A great system. Mike McDonald and that defense has a great system. This defense reminds me of a TSA line.
Okay, how so?
They stopping everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, they stopping everybody. Like this,
not letting anyone slip through the cracks.
No, come here. Let me pat you down. And that's what DeMarcus Lawrence did. He had 2 defensive touchdowns. DeMarcus Lawrence might get Offensive Player of the Week.
Okay,
because he had 2 touchdowns.
That's super cool. Okay, we need to talk about one other player.
At the Arizona 43. Opening drive by the Seahawks, play fake, and Darnold's going to roll left. Has time. Going to let it fly. Got a man deep. Reaching up. Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson Smith and Jigba with the touchdown reception. Tightly covered, but dropping that baby in the bucket. Sam Darnold from 43 out. The Hawks up 6-0.
Okay, let's talk about those 2 players. Tell us how special this relationship is between Jackson Smith and Jigba and Sam Darnold.
Very special. record pace special. And the question is why is it so special? Well, sometimes lightning just might capture in the bottle. It's almost like nearly 6 years ago during Christmas time, you, instead of taking your vacations, you wanted to fill in one day on radio and be like, oh, okay, so you filled in with me. We did a show together. And at that moment, lightning was captured in the bottle. And then the higher-up says, oh, we should make that a show together. Well, when you have JSN and Sam Darnold, so you have those two, Sam Darnold isn't making commercials about nanobubbles, right? He is someone who is bought into the team. He's very selfless. As a matter of fact, watch this. Tell me something profound that Sam Darnold has said. You can't. I can't. Right?
No.
Sam Darnold is the Marty from Ozark. Okay? Sam Darnold is very unassuming, but he's actually just here to do his job. He's very efficient at his job. He's not flashy. He's not talking about this or that. It's very simple. JSN, what we are seeing from him, matter of fact, Jackson and I talked about this yesterday before the game. We are seeing someone who's, yes, he's absolutely talented. He's fantastically talented. But he has someone that is in that room with him that has been so beneficial to him, and that is Cooper Kupp.
Right.
Cooper Kupp, who you guys remember, who was once an offensive leader in the NFL, former MVP, is someone who has given Jackson that knowledge while also giving him that knowledge, not competing with Jackson, one of his big supporters. That helps Jackson. He showed him, hey, this is how you watch film. This is how you stay prepared. This is how you stay patient. You don't force it. So, answer to your question, hope I didn't bore you. You had lightning captured in a bottle.
No, I think that's wonderful. But what's a similar pairing? Like, when was the last time we had a situation like this where it's clearly the go-to? Like, I was thinking of Doug Baldwin.
In Seahawks history?
Yeah.
It would be Doug Baldwin, but Russell Wilson wasn't the passer. He wasn't as efficient right now as Sam Darnold is. And what I mean by efficient, like, well, gee, what are you talking about? Against the Commanders, Ursula, Sam Darnold in the first half was 16 for 16, 4 touchdowns, 284 yards passing, and 158.3 passer rating. By the way, I only know that because that was in my notes.
So is that MVP?
Yesterday.
Is that MVP?
Oh, absolutely.
Status?
If Sam Darnold was playing football in New York on the East Coast, that East Coast bias, he'd be all over Subway commercials.
Okay, so this was Seattle's 4th straight win. They have a 7-2 record.
7-2. So, by the way.
Okay, is next week another must-win?
Oh, it's not a must-win, but it's a true test. It's against the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to be a real deal. Now, can I just tell you something I'm proud about, Ursula?
Yes.
I brought it to the big screen yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I brought it to the big screen, y'all. What Brady's shaking his head. I don't know why you're shaking your head. Matter of fact, my son even called me because he saw it all over social media. This is what I did. So in my notes, I was talking about Sam Darnold. Yeah. And I said, Sam Darnold has already led this team to 6 wins. After today, he's looking to lead them to 7 wins. And I went, 6-7.
Not again.
Hey, on the screen. Yes. I was so proud of myself. Hey, and by the way, the kids love it when you do this. He just really does. So, anyways, I want to repeat and remind everyone, did I see the Seahawks being this good this year? Absolutely not. I want to remind you, no.
I know. This is one where you're proudly saying, I was so wrong about this team, this coach, this QB.
It's kind of like y'all being wrong about the Gee Ursula Show. Day one, I don't know if you like it, but then you're like, hey, I'm glad I'm wrong.
Still here.
Yep. Hey, Sophia, how you doing over there?
I'm good, guys. I'm good.
Do you love the 6-7 craze?
Do I love the 6-7 craze?
Yeah.
You know, it makes me feel old, which is something to say.
And you like, yeah, okay. All right, Ursula.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, still ahead, we're going to get serious for a moment, and we're going to talk about farmers in the country, a topic we don't talk about nearly enough, but it's something that we should all be worried about.
All right, Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Hey, it's Brock Heward. My family did it, and it saved us thousands. You got to do it. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free. See how much First Mark can save you and how much better coverage you can get. They work for you. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money? What an imbecile.
Well,
see, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
Those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
After nearly 40 years here at KIRO Radio, retirement is not as far away as it used to be. It's probably in a couple of years from now. And I've started thinking about what those next chapters are going to look like. I certainly want to travel more. I want to spend more time with my family, maybe even help a future grandkid with college someday. And that's why I have reached out to Trajan Wealth. And in fact, we are going to be meeting today. At Trajan Wealth, their fiduciary advisors take the time to really understand what matters to you, your goals, your risk tolerance, your own timeline, and then they will build a wealth management plan that reflects your values. If you've built up $500,000 or more in savings, it is time for a strategy that is as serious as your efforts in getting here. And you'll want to take that first step today by calling Trajan Wealth at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300 or TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The U.S. Senate has voted to move ahead with a bill to reopen and fund the government. 7 Democrats and 1 independent joined Republicans. Senator Chuck Schumer, not one of them.
I cannot support the Republican bill that's on the floor because it fails to do anything of substance to fix America's health care crisis.
Both Washington U.S. Senators, Democrats Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, voted against it, too, because the measure does not extend tax credits that would keep health care premiums under the Affordable Care Act from spiking. Republicans say they'll vote on that in mid-December. Open enrollment for insurance, though, is already underway for millions of Americans. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says air traffic controllers are calling in sick and even retiring rather than work without pay during the shutdown. He's restricting airport capacity by 4% today, 6% tomorrow.
The problem is that as I try to reduce the pressure by lowering flights, I have more controllers that keep not coming to work. And so the pressure goes back up again.
He says air traffic could be reduced to a trickle by Thanksgiving. This traveler tells KIRO 7 TV.
Kind of just got to take it, as it comes, get to the airport early, and hopefully it doesn't get delayed.
So far today, 52 flights are canceled at SeaTac, 83 delayed. The Trump administration is again asking the Supreme Court to keep full SNAP food benefits on hold. The latest from CBS's Stacey Lynn.
As long as the government remains shut down, the administration doesn't want to pay full SNAP benefits because it says it doesn't want to tap into other funds for other things. The justices will decide as soon as tomorrow if they need to.
King County Executive-elect Gurmai Sahalai will lay out his transition to office plans in about half an hour. He edged out fellow councilmember Claudia Balducci to win the election. The Seattle mayor's race still too close to call, though. Incumbent Bruce Harrell is ahead, but challenger Katie Wilson has been gaining steadily with every vote tally. The holiday shopping season could see a new milestone. More from CBS's Jason Brooks.
The National Retail Federation says sales in October are pointing to another record holiday shopping season, with total retail sales, excluding autos and gas stations, rising 0.6% from September, a year-over-year gain of 5%, with the NRF saying that consumer spending has remained solid.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 276 points, NASDAQ ahead 477. KIRO News Radio traffic. You had an earlier crash on southbound I-405 in Bothell. Your backup is nearly cleared out. Not a lot of problems out there, just a sort of more typical slowing on I-5 through Seattle and on I-405 in Renton. Otherwise, your travel times are looking fantastic. Everett to Seattle will take you 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 21. Renton to Bellevue, 16. And your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the upper 50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. It's not often that we bring up 60 minutes segments on our show, but last night you and I had a chance to watch at least one of the segments, and it really touched us. And we wanted to bring it to all of you in case you missed it. But it is getting a lot harder to keep a family farm alive in this country. And for a lot of farmers, the fear of losing everything is not abstract. It is actually daily life. And 60 Minutes spent time with farmers in Tennessee and Missouri, including a fifth-generation farmer named Franklin Carmack, who says he now has to work 3 side jobs just to stay afloat. He's selling T-shirts. He's hauling freight. He's fixing boats. And all of this is so stressful. He's taking 4 blood pressure pills a day and staring at bills that don't add up.
You've said you have almost no equity left.
It's getting down. It's getting down. It's going.
You think you can make it another year?
I don't know. Do you just keep going, rolling the dice, hoping things will turn? I mean, it's not looking good.
President Trump has promised a new bailout for American farmers, as much as $13 billion that he said would be paid for by the tariffs.
We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, we're going to give it to our farmers, who are, for a little while, going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit.
Like most farmers we spoke to, Daniels and Carmack say they'd rather work their fields than rely on taxpayer money.
It will help pay some bills, but that's not fixing the problem. It's a Band-Aid when we need stitches.
Can you wait? Can you wait this out?
Farm families can't wait.
I hear it's affecting your health.
Yes. 4 blood pressure pills a day. 3 different medicines. 2 years ago, none.
What do you think about when you go to bed at night?
What's going to be left in a year, 2 years? Am I the one that broke what started in the late 1800s?
Okay, just to give you additional information, major row crops like corn, soybean, cotton, wheat, they have not been profitable since at least 2022. That's according to USDA data. And the cost of farming, whether it's seed, fertilizer, equipment, that has gone up by more than 30% in the past 5 years. Cotton prices are down. Global demand has shifted, and some farmers are expecting to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars this year alone.
You're right, Ursula. We don't usually bring up 60 Minutes on this show, but both you and I caught that last night, and it was so compelling. And for me, it was compelling where I was looking at these gentlemen, and they were talking. And have you ever had anyone tell you a story or someone said something and you just said at that moment, oh, that person's telling the truth? Like, that's not a script. That's not made up. And what we saw last night, Ursula, wasn't made up about politics. It wasn't taking shots. No. It was what is happening right now. And Morgan Housel, who, by the way, I do a lot of books, but I got to tell you all that Morgan Housel, he's an author. You guys can look him up. For the first time in my life, this author has changed. I've never had a book or series of books that have changed my life. And he said something, and I think I sent it to you and Chef and Angela last week. And he says, if you lie to people who want to be lied to, you'll get rich. If you tell the truth to those who want to be told the truth, you'll get by and you'll make a living. But if you tell the truth to people who want to be lied to, you'll go broke. And the reason why that set of 3 is so important to me, because that is what's happening in our country right now. If you lie to people that are okay with being lied to, you can be rich. And we see the grifters that are out here constantly, that are padding their pocket. But you ever notice that those grifters will never sit down and have real conversations with farmers like that, or people that are really hurting? They go after these stories that are just meant to lie to people while they get rich. And there's a real people are struggling in this country.
Yeah. Well, and I want to just tell you right now that I'm checking over our text line, and I can already see folks saying things like, did the farmers have their red hats on in the interview?
Nah, I ain't doing that.
And exactly,
I ain't doing that.
And exactly what I was going to say.
Nope.
no one should be happy. It shouldn't be. The reaction should not be, oh, that's karma. Who did they vote for? No. What we're trying to point out is this is hurting everybody with the exception of the rich.
Come on.
And the fact that the other part of the story that I haven't even gotten to is that farmer suicides are up dramatically.
What?
Yes. And so that's what they talked about in the piece last night, is that mental health is heavily impacted, which again is like that for many other industries. Kevin in Black Diamond says it's not just farmers. The cost of living is out of control for everybody. Yes, but I'm picking on farmers right now because that is a population we never talk about. But when you've got someone who's been in there for generations, his family has had a family farm for generations, and they're saying, am I going to be the one that ends this after all these generations because I can't make it anymore because I believed in these promises? And now we're talking about, and someone else was saying, well, it's a bailout instead of a handout or whatever. Farmers are hurting, and this should hurt everybody. This should be worrisome to everybody. And the reason they're saying the mental health struggle is real for them is that a lot of times they're very stoic. Maybe they said, yes, this is what we thought we wanted, and now it's coming back to bite us. And they don't feel like they feel like they should be the providers, and they think it's a weakness, which we talked about last week. It is not weak to ask for help. It is not weak to say, I have mental health issues right now. And someone wanted to make sure, and it's correct, if you or someone you love is struggling, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available anytime by calling or texting 988. But there are a lot of people who are hurting. And we just haven't paid attention to farmers, but I mean, that's scary.
Ursula, you put that very well. And when you were talking just now, I was thinking about, I'm sure that as we are specifically talking about these farmers, and you're right, we don't usually talk about farmers on the show. But as we're doing this, we're not looking at it through the lens of, well, who did you vote for? We're looking at it, hey, this topic here, farmers are being impacted. Hey, let's talk about this. Now, see, what has happened in America, Ursula, is when we give attention to the matter of farmers, then there are others sometimes that will come in and say, well, what about everybody else? What about all these others? We're not saying that others don't matter.
Yeah, or we're talking about the this. Other. Yes.
And you know what this directly reflects? You see where you guys remember when we said Black Lives Matter, and people would say, well, all lives matter. Nobody was saying that all lives didn't matter.
Right.
We were just trying to point out and show you what is going on. But meanwhile,
now we're saying farmers matter.
You see how that works? Farmers matter. Let's talk about farmers right now. And then guess what? By tomorrow in Ursula's news story, we'll probably be talking about someone else that is impacted. The point is that people, not just political affiliations, are hurting in this country. How we decide to respond to them is that shows where we are as a country. If we say these folks are okay to struggle while you say we are okay, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Good stuff, first.
Okay, we need a cleanser.
I got the perfect scenarios. Next.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83 or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
$83 or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
$83 or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter. Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just 1 day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed 1-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Hey there, Don Reiling with Olympic Hot Tub. When the weather outside is frightful, a hot tub or sauna is so delightful. Heat up the season and gift yourself year-round wellness from Olympic. A soak in a saltwater hot spring spa is pure bliss, the perfect escape at the end of the day. Or warm body and soul in a Tilo sauna, your ideal retreat. Heck, you deserve both. Our Heat Up the Season savings ends November 23rd. Learn more at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
It is Gee and Ursula. What's happening, everybody? Let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My fiance is great, but he's a mama's boy, and my future mother-in-law is manipulative, mean, cheap, stingy, and horrible.
Oh, no.
By the way,
man.
I just want to take up for all the mother-in-laws. I don't know why there's always this. Anyways.
Okay.
Well, she starts to get into, yeah. In my culture, she says, the groom, well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. She says, I'm Asian and he's white. In my culture, the groom must pay for it when getting married. We're not doing that, but she tells people we are. I think it's demeaning. And to make it worse, she tells people that she plans to get a receipt for this marriage because she probably will want to return me. She says I'm technically not family yet because we're not legally married, so don't get too comfortable. My guy is blind to it. He blows it off and says I don't understand her. In his eyes, I'm the one that's being rude. I just need to know, what should I do here? How do I continue to deal with this monster-in-law? Will things ever get better? Should I continue with engagement or break it off now? 888-973-5476 is the text line. Ursula, you have the bat first.
I would say, so how long have they been together?
Did I say that?
Yeah, okay, so the reason I ask is because if they're engaged already, I would put on the brakes until he can get control of future mother-in-law.
Okay.
And he cannot just blow it off. I'm going to guess that there's some exaggeration on her part, but it's only going to get worse if if he's okay with his mom being disrespectful to you.
Right.
That is going to be a marriage made in hell. And he needs to get that under control right now if he's serious about your relationship together.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, would you agree? Because first of all, she's saying he's a mama's boy. Okay, there's nothing wrong with a mama's boy unless they absolutely have no, I was about to say a word that would get me in trouble. No backbone.
Yeah.
Right? And let mom take over control. You're just going to have a miserable marriage.
Hey, you ain't married yet, run. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. Because the thing is that you're either going to have this uncomfortable conversation right now, you're going to have it when you get married, or you're going to have it once y'all get divorced. You're going to have this conversation of, hey, I'm not about to stand for this no more. So when you going to do it? And if the son is blind to it, most likely he'll stay blind to it. And mama's boy is a mama's boy for a reason. I don't know. There's drawbacks to that. Sophia, what you got?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of one of those things. If he's ignoring it just because no one's pushing him to someone in the text line said, like, if he's attached to mama's apron strings, he's got to let go.
Yikes. Or cut that umbilical cord.
But I was also thinking about what you said about it's always like the evil mother-in-law. Where are the evil father-in-laws? They're out there. Why do we never hear those stories?
No, they're not, because they chilling.
Are they?
If the father-in-law's in the scene, they just like,
I don't know.
hey, man,
I have
whatever.
an Italian father, and I'm just saying, I don't know.
Okay.
Let me tell you what goes on.
When have a father-in-law ever been upset about what they did for him for Father's Day? Never. He got a pack of drawers. he got some socks, and that was it. Let a mother-in-law, oh my goodness, I can't believe they didn't do this for me for Mother's Day. Okay, sweetie.
Okay. I'll tell you what the dynamic is, especially if mom and it's the son. And a lot of times the daughter-in-law will align with her family, right? So mom is trying to exercise her authority now. And for a lot of mother-in-laws, no one is going to be good enough for their son, especially if he's that tied, with the umbilical cord kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So there's already that friction going in. That's why I'm saying if your husband-to-be does not have a backbone and is not willing to stand up to his mom and say, this is my wife, and I will defer to my wife before I will defer to you, and I would expect and demand that you treat her with respect. If that doesn't happen, split.
Yeah. And also, usually if there's a mama's boy situation, there's something financially that's still happening. right? Like the mama still pays for this, or in the will, he's still in the will. It's always some stuff that's just connected in that way. And by the way, Sandy in Olympia says, I live this scenario. Run, bride, run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
360 says this will never change, and mama will also try to turn the children against her as well.
Yikes. Yeah. So again, I've seen it work where when the husband does put down his foot and say, no, this is, and sometimes you have to make that hard boundary, and sometimes you have to just say, we're going to chill. And then, especially when kids come around, grandma's going to want to have time with those kids.
Who usually makes the decision, Ursula, when it comes to holidays? Where Thanksgiving is going to be?
That's what I'm saying.
Where Christmas is going to be?
It's usually the daughter-in-law. That's just it, right?
But people ask why the father-in-laws don't get it, because the father-in-laws don't make no decisions. The father-in-laws be chilling.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, if the father-in-law is still in the picture, the father-in-law sounds like this. Well, if she likes it, I love it.
Yeah. When have you ever heard of father-in-law nightmare or the groomzilla? It's always bridezilla and mother-in-law.
You guys heard Ursula say it. I didn't say it. Ursula said it. All right, we got the 11 o'clock hour going, and we're good to go. We got producers and everything. 11:30, we'll have Agree to Disagree. And coming up next at 11 o'clock hour, guess what, y'all? You ain't gonna believe this. Shocker. A pitcher in Major League Baseball potentially indicted in connection with sports gambling.
And was there a Seattle connection in there too?
Clutch to pearls. Yes, it was. It was a Seattle connection. Clutch to pearls next. Gee Ursula.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, and your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Ooh, mate, remember those yodelers who met in the Alps? I wired them euros from the bank, and they sent me their yodels in a can.
You wired money for canned yodels? That is so dumb. Banks are slow, and they hide fees and overseas transfers and exchange rates.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
If you're gonna send money to Europe, just use Wise. Wise is super fast and never hides fees.
Smart. You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Do the holiday parties, tailgating, and family get-togethers have your liver working overtime? Let Active Liver help give your liver some relief at Amazon or VitaCost, CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Senate is now working to finalize the legislative package that would end the government shutdown. Majority Leader John Thune.
Mr. President, after 41 days, I'm grateful to be able to say that we are close to getting the government reopened.
He said he hoped to have a final vote on the package in the very near future. Stacey Lynn has more.
While the Senate voted to move ahead with the bill to reopen and fund the government, Democratic leadership is not on board.
I cannot support the Republican bill that's on the floor because it fails to do anything of substance to fix America's health care crisis.
Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans had their chance to fix it.
And they blew it.
And while Senate Republicans basically gave Dems a pinky promise to bring a vote on health care in December, House Leader Hakeem Jeffries doesn't buy it.
They don't operate in good faith.
President Trump today urged air traffic controllers to get back to work now. He proposed bonuses for those who stayed on the job and docking the pay of those who don't. CBS's Meg Oliver is at Newark Airport in New Jersey.
We are starting to see cancellations stack up. At last count, about 90 flights have been canceled here, more than 100 at LaGuardia and around 80 at JFK. Yesterday on Sunday, more than 10,000 flights were delayed across the country, with more than 3,000 flights canceled. It's only expected to get worse today as airlines continue cutting flights at 40 of the nation's busiest airports.
And travel editor Peter Greenberg tells us even if the shutdown ends, the delays at airports could continue for some time.
It'll take the airports and the airlines between 36 and 72 hours to get planes back in sequence, flight crews back on schedule, and, of course, connecting flights back to doing what they were supposed to do in the first place.
President Trump hosted Syria's new president at the White House today. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi.
This does mark a major policy shift between the U.S. and Syria. Back in December, less than a year ago, this leader, Ahmed al-Sharaa, had a $10 million bounty on his head by the U.S., and now he's in the Oval Office meeting with the president.
The FDA is making a big change in guidelines to hormone replacement therapy for women going through menopause and removing black box warnings that suggested they could increase the risk of breast cancer. CBS's Nora O'Donnell.
There are also these long-term health benefits, preventing cardiovascular disease, preventing osteoporosis. That's a leading cause of death and disability in older women. And it helps prevent cognitive decline, including Alzheimer's.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. The Nasdaq up by 474 and the Dow is up 318. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The tables are turned on would-be carjackers, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Bellevue, watch out for the disabled vehicle blocking the I-405 southbound off-ramp to Southeast 8th Street. Other than that, no real problems out there, and you are flying. Travel times ever to Seattle, 26 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 23. Rented to Bellevue, 13. And your lake bridges are wide open. Traffic brought to you by the KIRO Radio Rundown. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The tables are turned in an attempted carjacking. It happened early yesterday in Seattle's Belltown neighborhood. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports.
A group of would-be carjackers planned to get away with a new sports car. Instead, 2 ended up in the hospital. According to SPD, the owner was inside, parked on First Avenue, when a white car pulled up. 4 people in face masks jumped out. 2 had guns, but the driver was also armed and fired multiple shots. Officers arrived, found 1 wounded suspect who was taken to Harborview. The others sped off from the scene, but later another suspect was dropped off at Harborview.
Saturday night, Seattle police say a group of young people in the Magnuson Park area held a man at gunpoint and stole his BMW. Police used the car's tracking system to find it. They arrested a 17-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl. 2 other suspects ran off. Seattle police responding to calls about a man armed with a knife at a North Seattle group home Saturday found a victim who died at the scene. After an hours-long standoff, a suspect was arrested on suspicion of homicide. A pickup truck driver doing donuts tore up the Magnolia Soccer Club field. Club president Stephanie Skinner says they had asked for a bollard to be put up to protect the field from just such a thing. She tells KIRO 7 TV.
It is placed there now. Unfortunately, it's, a week too late.
The soccer club now has to move games for hundreds of kids to play at other fields. Seattle Basketball Hall of Famer Lenny Wilkens has died at the age of 88.
And here is lefty Lenny Wilkens.
Lenny Wilkens first suited up for the Sonics in 1968, an All-Star 3 times in 4 seasons, then returned to coach the team to its only NBA championship in 1979. Even after the game, he kept leading at his statue unveiling outside Climate Pledge in June.
We're a better community when we take time to recognize one another.
Wilkens passed away surrounded by loved ones. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Seahawks routed the Cardinals Sunday with a 44-22 win at Lumen Field. DeMarcus Lawrence recovered a fumble to do this.
Touchdown Seahawks!
Not once, but twice.
Are you kidding me? It goes to D-Long again! Another touchdown!
The Hawks are 7-2 on the season. They face the Rams in Los Angeles this Sunday. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the upper 50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning. Happy Monday, November 10th. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with the show. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Question for you, and it's actually going to come up in Agree to Disagree. Is it rude to serve alcohol at Thanksgiving if one guest is newly sober? Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. We'll have that conversation coming up. But this is going to be another very news-filled segment. So let's get right to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
You teased it, talked about betting, and I know you have strong opinions about this, G. 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers have now been indicted for taking bribes to tip off gamblers about the pitches they were going to throw. You said shocker. Federal prosecutors say relievers Emmanuel, Clace and Luis Ortiz fed inside information to bettors, things like what they were going to pitch, they would throw first or where they would place it, allowing the people who were betting to win hundreds of thousands of dollars on rigged prop bets. In some cases, prosecutors say Clace intentionally threw pitches right into the dirt to make sure those bets would hit. Now, both players were already on leave while the MLB investigated, and now they're facing federal charges, which could include, if convicted, up to 20 years in prison. And Major League Baseball says it has contacted federal law enforcement early and is cooperating. Ortiz's attorney says he is innocent and the government's case is weak and circumstantial. But now we've been seeing these scandals in pro and college sports involving players, trainers, staffers, even friends and family passing inside information to gamblers. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts?
Well, It's the same thoughts, Ursula. I think that we have a big problem where there should not be a partnership between major sports and gambling. It should be separate. Now, I'm not saying that gambling shouldn't happen. That's fine. Gambling is going to always be gambling. But we have a real problem when MLB, NFL, NBA, and all the others are connected to this betting. You know, when you were talking just there, you know me and my analogies and how I think. Imagine if KIRO Radio was connected to betting and connected to gambling, and people could place prop bets on how many times Ursula says 1,000%, or how many times G says, I'm going to keep it a buck with you right now. If KIRO Radio was partnered with them, and you wonder why somehow G gets in on okay, I'm going to say it this many times, it's just not a good thing. There needs to be a separation. So I think these problems, and have you guys noticed over the last year and a half, how much we've been talking about players that are getting caught doing these things?
Do you think they're doing it more often, or do you think they're getting caught more often?
I think that technology has caught up with, because what happens is okay, to keep it simple, if you're on somebody's Wi-Fi and you're doing all these talking and information, or you Wi-Fi at these places, these tech folks, they have a way to go and check out what has been said. A lot of these players recently have been getting caught because they were around certain why. This happened with the Detroit Lions.
So do you think it's just the technology is better to catch them, or do you think it's more prevalent too?
I think both at the same time. I think you got more and more people that are seeing, oh my goodness, the prop bets. Like, look at all the prop bets that are happening. Like,
for people who don't understand prop bets.
Okay, a prop bet is, I bet you that JSN is going to have 2 catches in the first quarter, over or under. Somebody might say over, people say under. That's a prop bet, how many times he catches it. Or during the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. How many times will they show Taylor Swift? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like umpteen different ways that you can bet on one game beyond the outcome.
Who's going to score the first touchdown for the Seahawks in this game, right? Will it be JSN, and it has the odds on that? So what I'm saying is we will continue to see this because it is easy to do, not necessarily easy to get away with.
So you're saying unless these major leagues sever the ties between gambling,
it won't get better.
It won't get better. I don't see them ever severing the ties. I mean, is there a push?
No. Why would they?
If anything, everyone's trying to find yet more ways to gamble.
Why would you? I mean, have you looked on TV? If you looked on TV, I mean, they flash the QR codes in commercials, like go to FanDuel's and DraftKings and all that.
Which is also so hypocritical because there's so many rules regarding gambling if you have any sort of affiliation with any of the leagues.
Sure.
You know, whether you're a player, whether you're a worker, whatever, they've got all these strict rules, yet they're just actively promoting it.
So I know of a story, I won't put any names, I know of a story where someone was affiliated with a team one time. And that affiliation with the team, about one day they were gambling on a sport that on a football game that had nothing to do with the team that they worked for. And when they did it, they weren't really thinking, they were just with some buddies while they were gambling. Well, when that happened, they came back and got him 4 years later for that bet.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they were able to come back and track that 4 years later. So I'll say this. In the future, we will see people that have done things maybe prior to today. Maybe it happened 3 or 4 years ago. They're just catching up to that. That's coming.
Yeah.
We will see more and more of that. And Major League Sports don't want to hear people like me say there should be no affiliation.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure that they are assuring the public that if you do it, you're getting caught.
Yeah,
so they're
and
going
you
to
have
do
stiff penalties. I mean, up to 20 years.
Yeah. So they're going to make sure that they're going through and sweeping because they don't want the bettors out here to think. Well, there's some people that think it's rigged anyways, but they don't want them to think that.
Okay, we're going to move on to, well, it's another money issue, but this is something that's happening in Snohomish. City workers are sounding the alarm over a major change to their retirement benefits. This is reporting from the Herald. City leaders want to pull out of the Teamsters pension plan that 38 employees currently pay into. And the workers give about $1.25 for every hour they work, and the city chips in 25 cents, and in return, they get a guaranteed monthly check for life. Union reps say they were stunned that the city now is calling the pension a mistake and wants to replace it with a deferred compensation plan, which would be more like a 401k. The city would match up to $120 a month, but the lifetime guarantee would go away. So workers who've already paid in would get makeup payments for a few years, but only if this new contract is finalized by the end of this year. Employees have been packing recent council meetings. They've been wearing shirts and holding signs saying that we earned it, we deserve it. They say the pension was a promise that shaped their careers. The city argues switching now is cheaper and simpler in the long term. So I'm going to make this a you be the judge.
Yeah.
Do you side with the employees or the city of Snohomish?
Well, look, I never want to be the one to stunt somebody from getting their money, right? I think that when I was younger and I would hear the adults in the room talk about, hey, I'm 5 years away. Hey, I'm this years away, and I'm going to get the pension. Matter of fact, if you're listening right now, maybe you are living on a pension right now. I think that's great. However, I side with Snohomish County on this because we all know that it's not sustainable. Like that model right now of people being able to get paid, and what ends up happening is you work, especially towards the last 5 years, and whatever you get ready to retire, I mean, it's not sustainable. You can't fund these pensions. I'm not getting a pension. I would love to, but totally understand why I won't.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with you on this particular one. I understand for any employee coming in now to the city of Snohomish, they can't offer that. And that's happened at other places that have pension plans where at some point they're like, yeah, this is not sustainable. But that doesn't mean the people who signed on with the promise of this pension should not still be getting that. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, don't switch midstream. You'd already promised it. It's kind of like when someone advertises something and you're like, okay, I got it from this bin and it was, 3 for $5, and now you're telling me it's 1 for $5. It was wrong signage. No, you can't switch it midstream.
So you're saying they're grandfathered in?
They're grandfathered in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those 30, what did I say? 36 employees who are grandfathered in. Yeah. Sorry, Snohomish. You'd promised that. That's what they have. And then everyone who's hired after that, unfortunately, will go with the other plan.
Hey, Ursula, I can't even argue back with that. I mean, a deal is a deal.
It
right?
feels like.
The deal's a deal, and that's what's in place. And it's rough. So I'll stay with you on this one. I'll stay with you. A deal's a deal. Those 36 should keep it rocking.
Okay, let's talk about what's going on at the University of Washington.
What's happening?
Because now the university is saying they're seeing fewer international students this fall. Enrollment is down 7% from last year, with just under 7,900 international students across UW's 3 campuses. Mm-hmm. Now, the university says this is not a crisis. It matches what colleges nationwide are reporting. Mm-hmm. The Seattle campus director for International Student Services says they did expect a small decline given what's going on, but they are not seeing major visa problems or big spikes in denials. Chinese students still are UW's largest international group, but stronger universities abroad and tougher job prospects here are making the U.S. a harder sell. Mm-hmm. Again, not to mention some of the publicity with recent federal scrutiny of student visas. But UW leaders say many international graduates stick around for advanced degrees, so they're not seeing a long-term decline just yet.
Well, this is going to end up being bad news for universities because they were able to tax and charge full price and even extras for those international students.
They get a lot of money for the international students.
They get a lot of money. So there's a reason why if you're in the state of Washington and you actually had a 3.95 GPA and you had a great standard score and they're like, oh, no, G.
Sorry, can't get in.
Can't get in. Well, why? Because we got to have room for the money makers around here. And what's the money makers? I don't want to go into this, Ursula. You know what I'm going to eventually say about college and everything.
Is a scam. No. I look at this story and I know some people like, this is terrible. This is terrible. I actually look at it as, I think, a positive for local students.
Yeah.
And,
of course.
While I don't, obviously you and I have talked at great length about some of the things that are going on in this country. I actually think it might not be great for UW's coffers. It might not be great for their budget. But I think overall, the priority, in my opinion, should be that universities in the state of Washington should prioritize local students, the families that have been paying into our tax system.
How much is the tuition these days, Ursula? Help your boy out. Help me out.
Sophia, take a look. I mean, I had two sons who went to out-of-state colleges.
Yeah,
Don't ask me how much we paid because it was outrageous.
Nikki says, Gee, college was the best years of my life.
Yes.
Hey, whoa.
Some of my best ones, too.
Okay, well, hey, was college a good time for me? Yes. How much is a good time worth these days? Now, I went to college in the 90s. Some of you all went to college in the 80s.
That would be me.
Okay.
Yes.
We're talking 2025. How much does it cost to have some good times in college? We are moving into a space where, help me out, how much it costs?
For out-of-state tuition at UW, for example, an undergrad student would pay $42,000 for an out-of-state.
For $42,000 for 4 years, right?
No, that's per year.
Uh-huh.
No, so 13. So it's 13,000 for in-state students, 44,000 for out-of-state students. Now,
per year.
This is in 20. Yeah. So imagine both my sons went to out-of-state colleges. In-state yeah. So in any case, again.
So one of the biggest lies that's happening in this country? One of the biggest lies that got told? Hey, Jane, Joe, all you have to do is go to college. When you go to college, you will then be successful in life. So then you go to college, you're like, hey, but my mom and dad can't afford it. Oh, no, don't worry. Here's a student loan. You're like, oh, okay, you get this student loan. And then when you get out of college, then you find out. If you're listening right now, how many of you found out really what that whole student loan thing was about? How many of you were shocked at the payment and the repayment program? How many of you were shocked that you thought, you see, all of these businesses are able to go bankrupt. I'm sure I could go bankrupt with student loan. No, my friend. So I'll say again, we are 5 to 10 years away from people finally waking up and being like, I'm not going to pay $42,000 a year for a, air quotes, good time.
See, your premise of it just being a good time is where I think you go wrong. Because it's not just a good time. It's an education. It's the ability to network.
How's that working for people right now?
Right now? Not so great.
Okay. Do you guys think it's going to get better?
Did we know this going in?
No, we didn't.
I mean, I still think you have a better shot at certain industries with a college degree. I said certain.
There's less and less.
Yes, this is true.
Eric in Columbia City says UW in-state per quarter winter 1976 was $188.
Yes. Yeah, when I
think I paid that for a textbook.
If you're lucky, you get that for a textbook. No. I know, G. Your point well taken. What was in let's even say the 80s, because he went back to 1976. 1983 for me, tuition.
Yeah.
It was a couple of $1,000 at University of Oregon. Mm-hmm. Total. Like I think all my student loans totaled $10,000.
Yeah. Now, here in Seattle, if you have a college education and you got that diploma and you still have to pay back that student loan debt.
Yeah.
Does that guarantee you a great job in Seattle? If so, tell me. If I'm wrong, if it tells me right now, because I just recently saw a bunch of folks getting laid off from Amazon. A whole bunch of folks get laid off from Microsoft. So do you mean to tell me a college degree is going to prevent that from happening to you? A college degree is going to make sure that you don't have to fill out 300 job applications on LinkedIn? Hey, I want to see if it's going to get even better in the years to come, because in my heart of hearts, I just don't think so. I just don't think a college, air quotes, college education, unless you're going to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer. Gone are the days, I'm going to go get a marketing degree.
I'll still disagree with G.
You got to keep going. Yeah.
Someone texted and said, are either of your sons needing to look towards a different direction because of AI?
360 says, wow, G just went to the dark side with anti-pension comments.
No.
You know how people don't be listening. G's anti-pension now.
No, you would love a pension. You actually said you agree with me that those should be grandfathered in Snohomish.
Hey, you look how Sophia doing me. Look how Sophia's doing me. No, Sophia.
No. If anyone's watching on YouTube right now, Gee, you look like you're 3 feet tall.
Look at how Sophia. Now, notice Sophia is taller than both of us right now.
Can I tell you what was happening? You just decided to stand up out of nowhere.
That's true.
And I had to quickly adjust, and then you sat back down, and I wasn't ready for it.
This is true.
And
only 10 people are tracking what exactly we're talking about.
Oh. All right, more Gee Ursula Show next.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
It's freezing outside and your home's heating just quit. Repairs, replacement, pricey. Hey, it's John Curley. With unmatched savings and financing from Home Comfort Alliance, now is the time. Federal tax credits expire soon. Save up to $2,000. Utility rebates up to $2,500. Home Comfort Alliance warehouse clearance sale, another 25 to 75% off. Plus 18 months, 0% financing makes paying easy. Act now for the best savings. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Search in the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
It appears to us this morning that our long national nightmare is finally coming to an end.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, the U.S. Senate has voted to move ahead with a bill to reopen and fund the government. 7 Democrats and 1 independent joined Republicans. Both Washington U.S. Senators, Democrats Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, voted against it. They say it fails to extend tax credits that keep health insurance premiums under the Affordable Care Act from skyrocketing. The vote came after Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy restricted traffic at the nation's airports and promised he would go further, telling CNN.
I look to, the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
He says too many air traffic controllers are calling in sick or retiring rather than work without pay during the shutdown. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is talking to travelers at SeaTac Airport.
Passengers say they're trying to be patient since there's nothing that they can do in this situation.
Kind of just got to take it, as it comes, get to the airport early, and hopefully it doesn't get delayed.
Alaska Airlines said that it would not cancel their international service or critical routes to smaller communities that rely on air travel.
So far this morning, 54 flights have been canceled and 96 are delayed. SNAP food benefits, which had restarted, have been halted again so the courts can decide if recipients will get only partial benefits paid for with emergency funds. That's what President Trump prefers. The U.S. Supreme Court today said no to a case calling to overturn same-sex marriage. More from CBS's Errol Burnett.
The Supreme Court has rejected a call to overturn its landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage on the federal level. Now, Kim Davis, the appeal was based on something she filed. She's the former Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses after the 2015 Supreme Court ruling. And she wanted a lower court's ruling overturned that is currently requiring her to pay $360,000 in damages and attorney fees to a couple who was denied a marriage license.
The race for King County Executive has been decided, with Girmay Zahalai edging out fellow councilmember Claudia Balducci. The Seattle mayor's race could be decided by just a handful of votes. One former mayor, Greg Nichols, posted on social media that if trends continue, Katie Wilson could defeat incumbent Bruce Harrell by 65 votes. Wilson has been gaining steadily since election night. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 280 points, NASDAQ ahead 493. KIRO News Radio traffic. Remember, the State Route 167 bridge over 3rd Avenue Southwest in the town of Pacific is damaged from an overhyped vehicle. That's really the only red I'm seeing on the map right now. Your travel times are looking outstanding. Everett to Seattle, 30 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 19. Renton to Bellevue, 12. And your lake bridges are wide open. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the upper 50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. We sure appreciate you hanging out with us on this Monday morning. It is time for us to agree to disagree, which is brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves and just really go at it.
All right. Well, the holidays are approaching. We're a few weeks out, which means we're now at the point of the year where everyone thinks that their way of doing things is the right way of doing things, and it causes a lot of controversy. There's an article in the Slate that was describing a couple arguing about whether or not it is appropriate to serve alcohol if a family member is newly sober at Thanksgiving dinner. One partner says it's the host's job to cater to their family to make sure everyone feels included and respected, while his wife is like, well, listen, like, that's their personal decision. That has something to do with the rest of us. And of course, this is nuanced. Some people, more people are going sober because they're doing it for health reasons, others for addiction. But the question still remains, is it rude to serve alcohol at Thanksgiving if a family member is newly sober?
Absolutely not. What are you talking about? Look here, Brady. If you don't want to sip on nothing.
Wait, Brady's like, what? Why me?
Well, Brady, if you don't want to sip on nothing, then just come on and chill and sit down. We're not going to try to force you to drink, but don't sit here and try to make all of us have to get through Lois's dry turkey without no alcohol. I need a little something. Plus, I don't want to be around Roger. Roger every single year makes me mad and uncomfortable, so I need a little something to get me through this day. Don't you take away this stuff.
Okay, question for you, though. Knowing that this person, let's say it is because of addiction, and knowing that this person is newly sober, would you reach out to them and say, hey, just want you to know that I respect your decision. We do have guests who will be, are you going to be okay?
I think that's respectful.
I think that would be a respectful way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm with you. Yeah. I would still offer alcohol.
You don't even drink, but you made sure to have some drinks flowing at your party.
This is true. I don't drink. Just like I knew that at that same party, we were going to have at least 5 vegans. I made sure that there were some options for vegans, but I didn't say don't offer meat.
That's what I'm saying.
Because there are vegans coming.
Right. Like the vegans are, we're going to show up. I can't believe there's a big old fat steak. I need you to put that away. No. And by the way, I think, Ursula, you said it best. I'm not trying to, I want to be really empathetic towards those that are sober today. I think that is fantastic.
Yes.
But I think even those that are sober right now, they would even agree, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to show up and be okay, or I'm not going to show up.
Exactly.
But I think you said it the best. Like, hey, just want to let you know that alcohols will be there. Really want to encourage you on you being sober. That's awesome. Yeah,
yes.
Address it. Yeah.
All right, and next one is kind of a wild card for you guys. I feel like a guest star today, so I was like, I have to bring in a topic that
probably be a guest star tomorrow.
I have to bring in a topic that I saw this article and I was like, oh my gosh, it talks about 2 things that y'all love: AI and dating. There is a writer in The Guardian who's saying that her newest ick is someone using ChatGPT regularly in their life. And she goes on to describe a situation where she was at a wedding and she was talking to the groom and she was like, oh, it's a great venue. And he goes on to describe, yeah, ChatGPT recommended it to me and we built the flower arrangements. I put the whole thing through AI. And she was just kind of like, I don't love that. And now there's like relationship therapists that are describing chat phishing as the new red flag for people, which is they're talking to someone online and then they meet them in person and realize everything they were saying was fabricated by ChatGPT. They are not good communicators. So my question is, do we think this is a problem? Is using ChatGPT a justifiable dating red flag? Or is it a smart tool that people are going to be able to use?
First of all, that lady's a hater. Oh, well, you're a hater. You're a hater because you started off the conversation with, oh my gosh, I like what I see here. And then the person tells you, oh, thank you. I use ChatGPT to do these things. It reminds me, Ursula, when I was getting started in this, well, gee, you're only there because you know some of the players. Huh? Like,
yeah. I hear what you're saying, and I agree. I would guess that the person who ended up having the ick doesn't really understand how to use AI.
She's a hater.
And the reason I say that is because you can put things into Copilot or ChatGPT, but you are the one that has to put it in there for it to come up with, here are some ideas. You know what I did the other day? Seriously. I don't know if I shared with you guys, and I don't mean to bore you, but this is how I used Copilot recently. I created 2 perfumes while I was in Portugal, and it turns out I don't love how they smell. Like they're too, certain this scent, and then the other one's a certain way. One's too fruity, one's too gourmandy. Okay, let's just put it that way. I use ChatGPT like you have with your workouts. I went in there and I said, these are the notes of these things. Give me some suggestions as to what I can counterbalance with. The list was amazing.
Yeah.
So if someone has ideas for a wedding and they use artificial intelligence to give them ideas, they're just being honest and being resourceful.
All you doing is upping your game. Like, for an example, right now, I know on the weekends or something like that, you wait till Friday. And what ends up happening? Your significant other, you get home, and they're like, what do you want to eat? 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 What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What should we do today? What should we do?
That is so irritating.
All you got to do now, fellas, step your game up, my boy. Type into ChatGPT. Have a conversation with ChatGPT. Matter of fact, get a name for yourself, right? And talk to him and say, hey, you know what?
Talk to him.
I wanna get a nice little weekend for my boo this weekend. Give me some suggestions. I want to be in Seattle. I want to be in Tacoma. I want to be in Everett. I want to be in Baton Rouge. I'm going to do this. I got this amount of money. Listen, y'all, ChatGPT go get it done for you. And then what happens is she going to get with her friends at happy hour. She's like, I don't know what got into my man Brady, but Brady has really been stepping it up.
Brady again. Okay, now here's an issue, and I'm going to use Brady as an example. Now, if Brady...
Brady's like, I'm here.
Brady, if you are doing online dating and you are putting all of your words through artificial intelligence and you sound like the most brilliant, witty person...
Don't think it's possible, but...
No. And I actually don't think you need the help because you are witty anyway. But let's just say, and then you meet someone in person and they're like, why is it that Brady can't even string a sentence together? That's where the issue is.
And that's where, I like that you said step your game up, because I had the same... Because I've talked about this. My personal biggest pet peeve is I think I was telling you about this, Ursula.
Yes.
Is that if I'm texting someone and they have bad grammar or their sentences aren't flowing, I hate it. So if I found out that someone that I thought was a great communicator was just using AI the whole time, I'd feel fooled. If I get to see you face to face and you can't communicate in the same way, how is that fair?
You want me to respond to this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, fellas. Use ChatGPT to leverage your situation, to make you better, make you more employable, help you out to make more money. Then that way, when you have bad grammar or if you sound boring at dinner, they don't care because you're making money. And trust me.
Okay, that sounds so shallow.
Whoa.
No.
Wait.
No.
Oh, that sounds shallow?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you think women are going to be attracted no matter what, even if you're a dum-dum because you have money?
See, here's the thing about me on the show. I say things that people are thinking that you don't want to say it. You don't show up to happy hour with your girlfriend saying, hey, ladies, I met my new person and they work here. Don't judge the job, but they have a good personality and they have great grammar. Come on.
Man, y'all better stop with that.
This is how I'm messing up in my online dating life? Is that what we're saying?
You can't go.
Brady,
you can't
don't
go.
need to change
You
a
can't
thing.
go to the Catalina with Grammar. You can't take these vacations with Grammar. You can't get that restaurant. Why all these folks getting on the gram taking pictures of all the restaurants and the purses and all the boats? You can't get on a dang on boat with good communication and good personality.
Sorry. I'm just going to disagree with you.
Okay.
You can take me on all the vacations you want. If you cannot string a sentence together or you're not a good person, I am not interested.
I'm telling you, this Thanksgiving, somebody's going to show up. That dude is drier than Lois's turkey, but he got money in his pocket and it don't matter.
Oh, man.
Gee Ursula Show. Next.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com. For seniors, the holidays can be fun family time, but can also be a stressful time if you're struggling with bills. Our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be the holiday gift you're looking for.
Many seniors love their home but are struggling with mortgage payments and other bills. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You can pay off your debts and maybe put some extra money in the bank for peace of mind. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me or a highly experienced senior advisor. Never a sales pitch and never, ever an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts, Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts, and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's ProSculpt.com.
One thing I love about Carter Subaru is that you can really feel their roots in this community. I drive a 2016 Outback that I bought there. I still remember how impressed I was by their service. And that kind of care is rare, but at Carter Subaru, it is their standard. And you're going to notice it on the road as well. Those Carter Subaru license plates everywhere across Western Washington. Well, that's because people like me trust them and they keep coming back. And right now, you can adventure smarter with the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid available at Carter Subaru, which I should point out is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. You can get all-wheel drive with financing from just 3.9%. And during their Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $250 for every new Subaru to one of 6 charities, including hometown favorite Treehouse. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 11/30/25.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
It's Gee and Ursula, everybody. Y'all know on this show, sometimes I know y'all walk away like, I cannot believe I listen to G every single day. But Maria in Bellevue, I just read what you had to say. And to sum up what you're saying, I'll ask this question of you, Ursula. Between men and women, which one looks for security first?
Oh, I hate these kind of questions. I think in both ways, both look for some kind of security. How you
Ursula,
define security is different.
Can you just tell the truth?
Okay, you want me to say women?
What do you think, though? You go, Ursula. You know we men are not looking at somebody saying, "Oh wow, no security." No, he's just looking for right now.
Oh my gosh! See, now I'm
Right
the mother
now.
of 2 young men, and I hope to God they're not looking for just right now.
I'm not saying it's
So
not
I'm
possible.
disagreeing.
But
I'm disagreeing right to the
Would you
end.
agree that women look for more security? Who usually takes care of the bills in the house? Who usually
Well,
manages
if
the
you look
money
at
in
my
the house?
It's my husband.
You know.
Okay, let's just move on.
Okay.
Let's move on. Okay, text messages regarding the government shutdown. Jennifer in Shoreline says, I am nonpartisan and both sides are to blame. They all need to go. Term limits, campaign finance reform, no pay if the government is shut down. This is ridiculous. It is sad and dangerous, so unnecessary. Just do your job.
Carolyn in Olympia says, I agree with G. Oh, Carolyn, you okay? I also think that the Democrats waited until after the election to help Democrats around the country boost their voting numbers. I think it's all a game, and we all suffer because of it.
Carrie in Bonnie Lake says, the thing about adults coming to the table is that they all have to be adults. I agree. The GOP right now is behaving inexplicably badly, and it doesn't seem like they believe that they're there to represent their constituents at all. Working just 12 days out of 100? That's unreal.
Yeah. Carrie, Bonnie Lake always brings the fire. We had the discussion on losing Lenny Wilkins. Dawn from Queen Anne says, my heart goes out to all of Lenny's family and community. He was one of a kind and will not be forgotten. So glad he got his flowers, the statue, while he was able to participate and enjoy it. He so deserves the accolades he will receive. Lenny was a champion for those who were often forgotten or marginalized. His support and elevation of Rise Above and many other organizations have both been epic and largely under the radar. He was a huge supporter of women's basketball for all ages. He often came to Storm games too. One of the last games he attended was sitting with me, and it was such a treat to be able to watch the game with him and hear his insights. He was a gem of a human being, and there will be a hole left in the fabric of Seattle. I'm blessed to have had a chance to get to know him. Seattle was blessed to have him in our community. Rest in peace, Lenny. Wow.
So true.
All right, Ursula, that took us out right there. It's time for your good old words to live by. What do you got?
I love this. Don't know who to credit, but I love this. Even if we disagree about everything, we can still respond with dignity, respect, and kindness.
So you don't disagree with me about, no?
I disagree with you, but I disagreed with kindness.
All right, Ursula. Did we get through everything you wanted to get through today, Ursula? Was it a meaty show today?
It was meaty, but we had some moments of levity, and those are my favorite shows, especially on a Monday.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think today's show, by the way, what we're doing is we're talking about this is how we talk after the show.
Yeah.
I think today's show actually went a lot better than I thought it was because it's a lot of heavy news.
Well, there was a lot of heavy news. And then full transparency, Chef had to go home sick.
Yeah.
So I hope he is feeling better soon.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to Sophia for jumping in.
Sophia, were you nervous coming in to help out today?
Nah, I'm never nervous with y'all. I'm just like, what's happening?
Wait, are you?
We're never nervous with her.
Wait, are you nervous with the other shows, Sophia?
No. Everyone.
So basically, what you're doing is you say the same thing to the shows.
Yeah, I know. I thought she had special love for us,
Yeah.
but
So you don't have special love for
I have
us.
come to find out that everyone loves Sophia, and Sophia loves everybody.
But do you love everybody like you love us?
You know, Gee, you can't put me in that spot.
No,
right
you
now.
can't, Gee. He'll try, though.
Let me tell you what an indicator is of Sophia. Sophia, you say, that's how I know. That's how I know that what you're going to say after that is not really real. Hey, my man Ernie in the Kent says, I want to say today, happy 250th birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Semper Fi. Absolutely, my father. He would be proud that I just said that. All right, Ursula, see you tomorrow. Do this again. Sophia, Hey, Brady, thank you, man. Thank you for letting me just talk about you all day today, man.
Oh, I love being your totally 100% hypothetical character in all of these stories.
Okay. All right, the Jake and Spike Show is coming in next. We appreciate you for listening. We love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Smarter clean in half the time. Brought to you by Swiffer Power Mop. Tired of the mop and bucket struggle? The Swiffer Power Mop gives you a mop and bucket clean without all the extra work. It's an all-in-one cleaning tool that mops smarter, not harder. With built-in solution that breaks down dirt and grime. And a pad with over 300 scrubbing strips to absorb and lock sticky messes. It even gets into places a regular mop can't. And leaves your home smelling fresh for hours. Try the Swiffer Power Mop today. Love it or your money back.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, they just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I'd go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Do the holiday parties, tailgating, and family get-togethers have your liver working overtime? Let Active Liver help give your liver some relief at Amazon or VitaCost, CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.